So what I'm going to do is rather than turning the page upside down so I avoid the smudge, I'm just going to place some paper towel towards the bottom here so that I can lean on the piece. Just preparing my workstation so I can work easily. Now if you just get a piece of paper towel and just fold it in a rectangle, that's all you really need. I like to have the right side of my page clear because I'm right-handed and I like to place my elbow there for support. So always make sure that your workstation is set up in a way that gives you support so that you don't always put pressure on your wrist. You got to be conscious of carpal tunnel, especially if you're colouring for hours and hours on end. So I think that what we're going to do right now is we're going to go from left to right again. We'll do this fish. So let's just zoom in. So we're going to do the orange bits first. Again, same process. We don't have to be so precious with how we place colour. My tutorials are about creating artworks efficiently, and you know, you don't want to be someone who spends a year completing a piece of work or 2 years, you know, because colouring books are made to be enjoyed and you want to go and colour all the pieces. So it's important to, you know, be smart in how you colour. There's no need to be precious. If you're doing a piece for a client, I understand, you know, but if you're doing it for yourself and it's one piece at a time, you know, you're never really going to enjoy colouring all these different things. And I think the excitement is that you're doing a new piece, it's progressing, it's changing, it's developing, you know. So my tutorials go for 4 to 7 hours at the most, I think. And I think you can do 4 to 7 hours over a span of what, you know, if you do an hour a day, you know, over 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depends how many times you colour a week. And I think we just got to be practical, because like you buy these beautiful books, you want to, you know, start new projects, and you know, things need to motivate you, whereas if it takes so long to finish a piece, sometimes it can become demotivating. Because it takes so long. But like when you're doing like a big piece for a client, then you can have that sense of I want to perfect things, I want things to be perfect, you know. So that's my approach when it comes to adult colouring. You want to enjoy the piece rather than, you know, make things a struggle or a mission to like finish it. And that's why, like, sometimes I run you guys through things very quickly, because we don't have to overthink it and we don't have to stress about it and have such anxiety about perfection and control with these things, because the purpose of adult colouring is about relaxing, you know, loosening yourself up creatively, letting go of your urge to control and perfect, and just go with emotions. And I think that's a therapy in itself, where you force yourself to just go with the flow, trust the process. And a lot of artists say this, like, you got to trust the process. And I hope that with my tutorials I'm always reiterating, trust the process, relax. I know this is weird, I know this is trippy, I know this colored pencil may seem like the wrong choice, but it's gonna work. Trust the process, you know. And it's that thing that we gotta train ourselves as adults, or even as individuals, to sometimes just go with the flow, trust emotions, and whatever we can control in our abilities, we should, but you also got to be realistic in a sense as well. Alright, so let's start with this fish. Enough of my ranting, let's get back to it. 118, we're just going to go in with a medium pressure and just lay down that base color with the orange. Oh, this is cadmium orange hue. The next color I'm going to go in is more of a red tone, orange, which is pale vermilion, which is 921. I want to go a bit harder in pressure towards here. I'm not burnishing, but I'm building more layers towards this section, towards the head of the fish. I'm just blending it out. And probably down up here as well. And I'm just following the contours of these shapes with the pale vermilion. Those are the noisy cockatoos and galahs in Australia. Okay, we're blending it out. Going in with a orange. Which is 918. We're just going to go in with another layer, small circular motions. This section is more orange than yellow, so we're going to build up that layer like so. Whereas here, the layers will be quite fine, just blended. And that way we have that nice transition and gradient tone. Remember to rotate your pencil to keep it nice and sharp. There we go. Keeping our pressure light. You always do notice that sometimes I do put too much pressure and the lead snaps. And I think that's just these pencils, they're just so fragile. Okay. The next color I'm going in is Sunburst Yellow, and that's more for the bottom wing. We're just going to burnish. So I did go up into this section a little, and I'm softening it out. Then I'm going to go back in with orange and burnish that all over like so. I probably want to go back in with the pale vermilion just to add more of that that red tone throughout. That will also give it a bit of depth, which is 921. Let's just go back here, bring it through, burnish it out. Okay, so like what we did before, we've laid down our butterfly wings, and now we go into the base of the fish. This fish has no interesting scales of anything, but we might use a similar technique with the blue Posca pen, and yeah, nothing, no white, no black besides on the wings. But let's pick up your China blue, which is 1100. I had to think a bit. You want to grab that with and then loosely, softly build that texture here, and then let's just blend that out. I'm moving my piece of paper towel as I go. I used to have one of those smudge gloves, and I don't know where I put it. I'm pretty sure I must have to buy a new one because they're really great. It's been so long since I've done any art, I don't know where I placed it. And then what you want to do is just shade around the fins. And then you want to run that also underneath the gills. I'm just doing little scale textures, being really light about it, because you know in the original painting you really don't see it that much. Then you want to go in with the cerulean blue, which is 103. We're just going to go and blend things out. Again, we're going with a soft touch as well. I'm turning my pencil on its side. We're going to go in with the Cobalt Blue, which is 133. I'm going to build up that layer here. And then we want to go in with our non-photo blue, which is 919. I'm just going to run this color as a base all through the paint, the fish. And we want to do some scales in this color. I need that non-photo blue color built up in this section the most. And then we're going to blend it into the other colors. Going back with the 133. We're just going to build up those layers. I'm going to go in with this, what's this? Turquoise Dokes, which is 1088. And I'm just running this color all over. This is this green tone blue I'm trying to use to create like a different type of, I'm trying to use it because it's different to the other tones of blues that I've already been using. And I want to use this also to create some scaly textures. I'll put a bit of pressure around the eye and the head. I'm building up that texture through the middle. And then we're going to go back in with our cerulean blue, which is 103. Building up that layer. I'm going to go in with this sky blue light, which is 1086. We're going to burnish through the center. And then burnish around the front of the head. See how the colors are mixing? It looks very similar to the original art piece, so I'm going to not burnish, but I'm going to build up this sky blue light around all the pieces just to see how they blend. And then it will just be a matter of push and pull between other colors, where I need more depth and where I need more you know, of the darker shadow blue. We're going to go back in with our China blue, which is 1100. I just wanted to deepen that dark blue color. I'm just reiterating all those scale textures. I'm not reiterating, but like I'm just emphasizing them. It's the wrong word. It's too early. I have a colorless blender from Prismacolor, which is 1077. In small circle motions, I'm just going to blend the colors that haven't been flattened. So there are parts of the page I've noticed that haven't been flattened, and rather than putting in darker color or white, which I don't want to lift, I'm actually liking the color tones at the moment, so I'm going in with the colorless blender, and that way I'm retaining that color pigment. If anything, I'm just blending it around and flattening the page. We'll do the same down here. Small circle motions. Flattening that page, getting rid of those little white holes in your paper. Around the face, we're going to use the same orange colours that we used for the butterfly wings. Going in with 918. And then with the pale vermilion, which is 921. Going in with 935, which is black. Mr. Fish looks very angry. And then also, let's use this black to like build the shadows around. And we'll do this by just small circular motions. Wonderful. Back with our Posca pens. I got my fine one, which is the 0.7mm. This is the pin type. I like working with the pin type because it's just a finer tip, which is excellent for these little butterfly areas. And I always feel like an ink marker will just give you that depth of black that sometimes a pencil just can't do. And there's no worry about smudging black pencil. I'm always practicing my mindful colouring, and that is being conscious of my breath, breathing in and out, and being conscious of the sounds around me and any thoughts that may pop up in my mind. I find that art sometimes can bring out some thoughts that we don't tend to really think about in our conscious mind, but sometimes we have these unconscious thoughts that we don't really pay attention to. And sometimes when I'm thinking and these thoughts come in my mind, I'm like, why was I thinking about that? What does that mean? Let's really look at that. Because sometimes we gotta also think about, sometimes we have stresses and worries and they appear in our conscious mind. We're aware of them. But then we have these unconscious thoughts that we're not aware of or that we bury. And it's important to acknowledge them when they pop up. What does this mean? Why am I thinking about this? Go in with your white. This is a, I forgot what tip this is, and this is in Japanese. It's not a bullet marker. It's a, I have other markers like this, and I think they're excellent. This one is, oh, all I know is it's got a pointed tip. I just want to see if I can show you. Yeah, so this tip is really excellent compared to the pin tips. The bullet tips I'm not so fond of when it comes to colouring, but I think these little pointed tips, the sharp tips, if that's what you call them, but look out for something that's more triangular shaped. This one and the pin tips are excellent for colouring and doing art. For my kit, I think this shape is ideal. And with Posca pens, they always take a while for the colour to set in. This marker has finally set in with its opacity in the white. Before it was quite translucent, and you just gotta shake it enough. Now, this is the trippy section. You're going to get your blue pin type Posca pen. I think this is light blue. We're just going to do dots that look like scales. And I know you can't see them, but we're just going to create some dynamic texture through this. And look, maybe I will use some white. While it's still wet, let's see if I can mix some white. And as that blue is still wet, it's taking some of that white pigment from this Posca pen and it's lifting it. And some bits will be whiter than others, that's fine. I think the glare's really taking away from the actual texture. I have to get proper filming lights, but if you look right now, the texture on the fish is quite excellent. I'm going to put some of that white on the front of the head, like so. I'm just going to add like little scale textures throughout the fish and highlight sections with the light blue and the white. I just wanted to show you guys the texture from my angle. Because I know my filming lights aren't the best, but see, it really gives you that fish scale texture. Okay, let's get back to it. So we're probably going to move on to the next fish. If I can just move my screen. Alright, this is the closest I can get with my camera, so that I can work and still do the tutorial. We are going to do the last fish, and actually wait, no, this is the second last fish, but we're doing left to right. So you want to go in with your orange. This is a very orangey black fish. You're not going to need that many colours. Probably gonna grab one more colour from my kit. Two seconds. I'm gonna start with the orange colours first because black is very pigmented and when you smudge it, you don't want that to happen. The next colour I'm picking up is the pale Vermilion. Sharp pencil. 921. Same type of process. We're just going to keep things loose where we can. I've already looked at the footage for this film. It's like 4 or 5 hours already and I don't want you guys to colour for that long. I think, I know, I'm always just like, on to the next project. Finish this one, on to the next one. You know? Because you lose the excitement. Especially when it comes a bit like a drag. And, you know, like, I guess some people have better patience than others. We're just blending that out. This one, I'm not really strategic where I'm placing colours. I'm just blending things where I can. And I'm not following the exact paintings placement of all these colours or gradients or where the orange goes or where the light yellow goes, you know. We're going to go in with our next colour, which is orange, which is 918. We're just going to go all those colours over all the colours and blend it out. Going to go in with our cadmium hue orange, which is 118. I'm going to burnish it down here. And then I'm going to go in with my Sunburst Yellow. I'm going to place bits of it throughout here. And then I'm going to go back in with the orange, which is 918. And then I'm just going to burnish the areas where I haven't gone over. Now, the belly seems like the most, I guess, it's quite hard. Sorry, I'm just taking the moment to analyze the image. It's more yellow and browns and blacks and anything. Let's go in with our black colour. Go at the belly. I'm going in with 90% cool grey, which is 1067. Actually, I'm going to change that. I'm going to make it a warm grey. The 90% warm grey, which is 1058. I'm just laying down this colour on top of that black. Going in with a pale vermilion, which is 921. I'm not going to use that much of this. I'm just using this to kind of transition between the blacks to the oranges. I'm going to go in with the orange, which is 918. Doing a little scaling motions. I'm going in with 118. I'm burnishing at this point. Then I'm blending it out. Going in with the yellow ochre, which is 942. Going to burnish around the belly. And then when I get to the black area, I stick there just because, you know, black's gonna pull. Alright, you want to go back in with your 90% warm grey. Going in with, this one's 50% warm grey, which is 1054. I'm only using this in certain areas. Black 935. One 1077. Going in with the 118, and then with the 918, I'm going in with 3 Posca colours, white, yellow and orange. We'll start off with the orange. Yellow, white. I'm gonna go with black too. You know, I wasn't expecting that much with this one. Thought it was going to be quite boring, but you can do so much with texture. Sometimes I'm really surprised at myself. I think it's because it's been so long since I've done tutorials. I realize how much I love it. In with the orange. And white. I'm going to go in with a colour called Ivory. And then in with black with the pin tip. Going in with white. Laying a light layer here, just very lightly and in a very small area, because this will get dulled down by the white later on. My papa dog has decided to visit me and keep me company. I hope he is a good little helper and doesn't make too many noises. He's breathing because he can understand me. See? If you guys ever notice my nails, I do my own nail art these days just because I can, and I just think if you're creative enough, you can do anything. You can learn anything, any medium, whatever. Have a crack at it, practice it, get better at it, you know? It's just another way to express yourself, and that's why I like doing it. So the next colour you're going to pick up is 118. Going to go in with orange, which is 918. I'm going to burnish here. I think our little guest is being a bit of a drama queen. He wants attention, which I will give to him later, after we finish this piece. Okay, Breeze? I'm burnishing here. The area is so small. I'm going to bring this colour up into the face and the gill. I'm going in with the Sunburst Yellow, which is 917. I'm going to burnish these areas. We're going to go in with True Green, which is 9110. I'm just laying down base colours where I can very lightly. Same approach to how we've done the orange bits, we're doing the same here. So I just threw in some slate grey here as what we were doing in the background. It's just the part that I miss. Now after the true green, I want you to go in with this light green, which is 920. We're going to go in with a yellow toned green, and this is 989. I'm going to put it here around the face and lightly all over these areas. There's a yellow tone in this piece in some parts, and by layering this light base color you'll get that undertone of the yellow green coming through. We'll do it here as well, and this will transition really well between the orange, so I'm doing that. Now let's go back in with that light green, which is a 920. We'll blend things out. I'm going to get this pale sage, which is 1089. We're going to burnish these areas now. Going in with orange, we're just going to lightly blend out here. We're going to go in with some white. We're going to burnish around the face here, and it's going to mimic lightning of that colour, just like the original painting. With the orange, we're going to go down here and lightly go over that, and then we're going to burnish with the white again. We're going to create some texture now. I got a green Posca pen. Actually, I got a few greens, so I want to see if this is going to turn out alright. Going in with a 971. And then a bit of orange, which is 918. I'm going to go in with some white. Going in with the black Posca pen. Going in with a pin marker in white. we're almost there. Going to grab a dark green. I'm going to grab the grass green. So the hairpin looks like it's made out of feathers of some sort, so you're going to need a really sharp pencil. Going in with 120. Going in with 989. Going in with 133. Going in with 942. And then in with 915, which is a lemon yellow. I'm going to go in with a 90% cool grey, which is 1058. With a sharp pencil, we're just going to do some jagged lines around. Rotate your brush, rotate your pencil. Going in with grass green, which is 909. In with the 1096, and then in with the 1058. We're going to go in with a brighter blue, 133. And then going in with 103. I'm going with the colourless blender, and I'm doing motion strokes, and we're going to flatten everything, and the technique to do it is just pulling pigment in that feather direction. Going in with 1058. picking up a colourless blender. I'm picking up a fine waterproof pigment marker. This one's by Unipen. Just let it focus. There we go. I'm going to use this to create some fine lines. We're going to go in with a white Posca pen. Back in with your fine liner. Lucy, lay down. We're almost done. Lay down. Lay down. Going in with a blue Posca pen. This has a bullet marker. I'm not really sure how it will go, but it's dark enough that I'm happy to use it. Breeze is getting very impatient. Now we're going to do the last bits, which is the little beads in the middle. These will be quick. I'll make it quick. Anyway, so picking up the 133. And then picking up the 1009. Going to fill we're going to fill the purple with the 995. And with 110 in the middle. Okay, and Posca pens. In with our Posca pens, I have a blue in the pin. What this one is. And I have a purple. There we go. So guys, thank you for coloring with me. I hope you have enjoyed and learned a lot of techniques and trusting the process and trusting in me leading you through this. If you have any requests, please put it in the comments below. You can follow me on all my socials, Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. I'm more responsive on Instagram if you want to engage me there. So this is fully done in Prismacolor and Posca pens. If there's any requests in what artwork you want, what mediums, happy to try and make that work. I hope you have enjoyed this and enjoyed the process. Any feedback regarding the footage, regarding the sound, happy to receive and review. I'm doing the best I can regarding the filming and the editing and everything, so you know, with work and all. So I hope you have enjoyed and you appreciate the video for what it is and the effort that's been put into this piece and into the editing of the video and the process. So guys, it's Tao from Shine Bright Design. I hope you have enjoyed. So go out there, be true, be you, and shine bright. See you guys next time. Bye.